I gave them 8 good years. I was a sales manager at one of the most sought after companies in the world. Sorry, I can't name them for legal reasons, but I loved my job. Working in sales definitely isn't for everyone, but I enjoyed it. The late nights at the office, the hours spent perfecting client pitches, the friendly rivalries with your colleagues. It was my life, and I was good at it. I consistently exceeded my targets every year and proudly managed the top performing sales team in the business. I never expected praise. I just wanted to earn my way forward through effort, results, and integrity. So, when I saw the company were looking for a new senior sales manager, I decided to apply. I was confident, not entitled, just realistic. I had done the work and my numbers backed it up. I had been preparing for this transition for a while now. I had been shadowing my line manager for the past 12 months, serving as an acting senior sales manager when he was absent. The feedback that I had received from colleagues was always very positive. But none of it mattered. 2 days after submitting my application, my manager, Tom, called me into his office. Tom is usually very warm and loves nothing more than a good dad joke. But that day, there were no jokes. His face was tight and his eyes avoided mine. Something was wrong. Then he finally spoke. Sean, you're one of the top performers here, but we can't promote you right now. We have a quota that we need to meet. I thanked Tom for being honest with me. He could have sent me a generic email thanking me for my application and providing a made-up reason for why I was rejected. But he didn't do that. I remember leaving the office that day feeling hollow. It's the kind of hollow that comes when you realise the rules you've been playing by don't apply the way you thought they did. I believe in diversity, I do. And I acknowledge the injustices that happened in the past. I want to work in a space where people of every background have the opportunity to progress. But this progression should be based on merit. What happened to me wasn't right. I stayed a little while longer, but something had changed in me. I stopped volunteering for extra work. I stopped believing that effort alone could change things. Eventually, I left. Not in protest, not in bitterness. I left because I needed to be somewhere where merit still mattered. Where I wouldn't be told, you're ready, but not right now, for reasons that had nothing to do with my work. It's a strange thing to hear that you're good enough, but not this time. Not because of what you lack, but because of who you are. I had done everything right, but it didn't matter. Let's look at Sean's story. Sean was exceeding his targets and managed the top performing team in the business. Despite his strong track record, he was overlooked for promotion. The reason? The company had a quota to meet. There is a view that diversity-focused hiring can leave majority group candidates like Sean feeling unfairly disadvantaged. While Sean acknowledges the historical injustices faced by underrepresented groups, he questions whether identity-based hiring is the right solution. The concern is that when organizations prioritize identity over merit, they risk repeating the same unfair practices that they are trying to correct, just in a different form. When we look back at Sean's story, there's also another point worth mentioning. After delivering the bad news to Sean, Sean's manager tells him to be patient, assuring him that he is now top of the list. On the surface, this sounds reassuring and kind, but in truth, this statement is very problematic. It implies that Sean is virtually guaranteed the next senior sales manager role, regardless of his future performance. As a result, any future applicants for the same role will now also likely be overlooked. It's almost like a conveyor belt, lined with candidates, each patiently waiting their turn to be promoted. One has to ask, what's the point in having interviews if the outcome at times is already predetermined? So, is any of this fair? We don't think it is. We are the merit system, and we believe that hiring and promotions should be based solely on merit. Through doing this, you ensure that the most capable individuals are selected to fill positions. We want to reshape the entire hiring process and make it fully anonymous. This will ensure that identity isn't a consideration when employers make a hiring decision. Let's say you're applying for a new job or a new role within your company. Your first step will be to go to themeritsystem.com and perform a job search. When you find a role that you're suitable for, you'll be able to apply for it through the Merit System website. Once you submit your application, the Merit System will automatically anonymize your identity. This means that the company reviewing your application will not be able to see your name or your personal details. If the company selects your application, you'll receive an email inviting you to attend an in-person assessment. The assessment will be in the form of a multiple choice quiz. Once you've passed the multiple choice quiz, you'll be awarded the role. The overall process will be quick, transparent, and most of all, fair. We want companies to move away from using interviews. It's a very big task and we're a very small team. If you'd like to support us in our mission, please consider clicking the links below. We don't believe in quotas. We believe that where you're from and what you look like shouldn't have a bearing on the final hiring decision. We believe that individuals should be hired and promoted based on merit, nothing else.